Alright, so now we're looking at the front end of a 98 Saturn S-Series, and we're going to look at, this is the driver's side, we're going to look at the tie rod end. I've already loosened this for adjustment, so it's going to go pretty easy. If you don't have it loose, you're probably going to need a monstrous pipe wrench for the inner tie rod. There's flats on it, but they're like 1/2 inch, and they're going to strip them right out if you've got any kind of years on them. It's a jam nut. It keeps it from loosening on its own. Pop that loose. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but the inner tie rod is spinning with the jam nut. It usually happens this way. I need to make this shorter so that the wheel points more left. It was towed in too much. So what I'm going to do is keep the tie rod from spinning, the inner tie rod from spinning with these vice grips. I'm going to spin the jam nut up a little bit, and then I'm going to spin the tie rod down, and then I'm going to lock the jam nut back down again. So I'll spin this in. This is one of those things where you got to look out for left-hand threads, but on this example it's normal threads. So I spun that in a little bit. Now we'll bring the whole assembly in. Alright, now the jam nut's hanging up against the outer tie rod. We'll tighten that up again. I've got the steering wheel cocked full right, so I have more room to work with, but of course we'll put it back to center, put the tire back on, and roll it back and forth and see where we are. Roll it forward. Roll it back. And we'll throw our laser on it and see how it's done. Yeah, okay, that's on that side, and side says it's good. Alright, we're going to take a short breather and explain how I calibrate this level. Ideally it would be calibrated better, but I've got it laying on its side, pointing at the garage door, and spots right off the floor like it should be. If I were to flip it over, it is pointing way into the cement. So something is not quite right, but we're going to use this side of the laser level. So stick this on the tire and aim it at the rear. It is just outside. And I am actually going to give it a little bit more toe out, because the other side is also, just so you guys know, you can do this with the tire on the car. It's just tighter. Where are we here? Yeah, here we are. So you can just go in, loosen up your jam nut, and go to town. So we've taken a little more length out of this tie rod, hoping that the tire points left a little more, and we'll give it another roll, see how she does. Alright, well, I hope y'all can see this, but third time is the charm. Got the dot just barely missing the sidewall. If I flip over my calibrated laser, it does pretty much the same thing. And the other side's the same. So now it's time for a road test and drive.